Yo, what's going on, everyone? It's DLloyd. So Russell Westbrook has people speculating about his potential future with the Los Angeles Lakers, and it's something to kind of talk about, kind of to think about, but at the same time, I don't really think there's much behind it. So a lot of what people are pointing to right now was Westbrook's comments about his option, and basically saying it's a player option. He hasn't thought too much into it, and he'll make the decision, when the time comes. And people are trying to figure out whether or not he will pick up his option. And then Exhibit B essentially was him on Instagram liking a comment about him potentially leaving the Los Angeles Lakers. But I think ultimately these are things that kind of show where his head is, but aren't true answers as to what he's going to do. And what do I mean by that? Well, I think Russell Westbrook did not enjoy his time in LA. I think he had a lot of stuff going on with the fans of the Lakers and a lot going on with the coaching staff as well, about not enjoying how he was being utilized, not enjoying, the fans and how they pretty much all bonded over not liking Russell Westbrook. And I can see his point of view on really both of those things. He's a player that's used to having the ball in his hands and dictating the pace and what happens on the offensive end. And that did not happen in LA. There were times where he was given that kind of green light with injuries, and he looked like, Russell Westbrook usually looks typically, right? But the other times he kind of looked out of place and like he was still trying to find his gel and his rhythm, and then him being benched, I think all of that stuff didn't help at all. But then you're looking at the fans, and like I said, it looked like everybody just got a common denominator while we're losing, and it was like, oh, it's Westbrook. It's like everybody jump on Westbrook. And when you look at Westbrook, yes, he had a bad season for Westbrook standards, but he didn't play terrible by any means, in my opinion. I think there are worse point guards in the NBA, but this is not what you expected, and it's not what you gave up. And I think that is why a lot of fans are upset, and I think that's what Westbrook has to understand, right? Because they didn't just sign you. They gave up Kuzma, they gave up KCP, they gave up Trez, they gave up pieces to bring you in, hoping, yes, you're not going to be MVP Russ, but hoping you're still all-star Russ, you know what I mean? And not just a regular above average point guard Russ. So I think that all tailed into everything that happened this season. But ultimately, you're looking at a $47 million player option. And I don't think that gets, declined. Like, you pick that up. And I think he picks that up. So people kind of hoping and grasping that, oh, he liked this comment saying, he could leave the Lakers. Yes, I think both can be true. I think he could essentially want to leave the Lakers while picking up his player option. And it's a player option for a reason. $47 million on the table, similar to John Wall. John Wall did not play at all for the Houston Rockets, but he will be crazy to turn down that player option. I think Westbrook picks it up. Picks up that 47 mil. I don't blame him at all, even though as a Laker fan, I hope the Lakers can figure something out, because I really want Malik Monk. But you do something, you pick that up, and then you try to figure out any type of exit strategy in terms of a trade, whether it's a stretch and wave type of thing, or wave and stretch rather. But I think those are the options instead of him not picking up the player option. I don't think that's a realistic possibility. And so technically, I think he'll be a Laker this offseason, going into the offseason, well into the offseason, until they find a home for him, if that's even possible. Because there's a strong chance, in my opinion, that Russ is the starting point guard for the Lakers come opening night next season. So you guys let me know how you guys feel about the situation. Are you buying into the Russ, is kind of leaving things in the air and doesn't really know? I think he's just talking. I think he's picking up that deal. And then we'll go from there. But you guys let me know your guys' thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. It's DLloyd. I'm going to see y'all next time. Peace.